Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ghost Hunter Tours. Are you brave enough? I'm Ames, and I'm your host for the night. And tonight, Andy is at a secret location. What can you tell us about this location and the spirits that reside there? Tonight, I'm joined in the studio by resident historian Danny. Please could you like, share and bump up these arts. Don't forget Trudy's on after the show on Trudy Psychic Tarot Kent. Right, let's get on with it and let's see where Andy is. Hang on, I've lost my Ujit. There. Right, Andy, I've got a
Hello.
slight problem.
Okay.
I can't add this to the Ghost Hunter Tours page because I'm not admin.
Oh, okay. Maybe you could just do a share, can you?
Well, I'll share. Well, I tried to share it onto the Ghost Hunter Tours page, but I can't.
Okay.
So
No,
if
that's all
any
right.
of the crew can share it onto their pages and whatnot,
Yeah.
that'd be great. We're going to add Dan on in a minute because Dan is having to do something. So can you tell us a little bit about your location, Andy?
Well, where I am, I have to say, it's probably kind of one of the most scary places I've ever been. I am slightly nervous about being here. I am on my own, and it is quite a notorious place. And I think, hopefully, everyone watching will try and work out what's all about it. There's not much about this place on the internet at all. There's like, in fact, I think there's like zero. But locally, it's got quite a reputation. So it'd be interesting to see what people pick up. All I can tell you is it's extremely eerie down here.
Wow. I'm
So
just trying to get somebody to notice GHT page. Right, so because I don't know if there's any the crew out there that's admin.
I don't think, yeah, I don't think there is. I mean, maybe Danny, when he comes on, he can do a bit of a share for us. He's
Yeah,
pretty smart, so that's probably the easiest way
yeah.
to do it.
I bet everyone's waiting for us on the. I couldn't even add it to the Midlands page. I've just tried. So
Okay.
so if anyone's watching, if you can leave a comment, like tell us where we are, like ask us any questions and whatnot, that'd be great. So I'm just trying to see if I can add it onto the Midlands crew page while we're up.
Yep.
So what? I don't really want you to go into too much detail. So what can you tell us about? I know you've told us a little bit about it, but
Yep.
is there anything else you can tell us about it?
Only that I feel like I'm going to die in this location tonight, and I'm not joking. I really am quite anxious, if I'm very honest.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's really not a very nice place. Some really not very nice things have happened here, and
Really?
yeah, and some really nice, not so nice things have happened here recently as well.
Oh, I've added it to the crew up page, so that's a good start.
Great.
Because that's the only one I'm able to add it onto.
Maybe you can get Dee or someone to try and do a share on it.
Yeah, I will.
Because
So
I doubt if we've got too many people watching us at the minute, have we?
no, we've got 12, so so I'm quite hopeful.
Yeah, no,
Right.
that'll be quite good.
So I can see Danny. So good
Hello.
evening.
Hello,
Did
How
you
are
Danny.
you?
finish? Okay, you okay? Everything? How are
Very
you
good, thank
tonight?
you. I'm amazing, thank you. I'm absolutely superb.
Brilliant.
Absolutely
Danny,
superb.
if you can do, I'm having a few technical issues, right? I can't. I've added it onto the crew page, but I can't add it onto anything else. So if you could give it a little bit of a share.
We need a
So
share.
I added it to the comment on the GHT page, but unless you're a friend of yours, I wonder if you can go onto your Facebook and make it publicly available as opposed to friends only. I don't know if that's an option that comes up on yours.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because Fraser tried to join it and it said he wasn't able to join it. So anyone that isn't a friend of you
Okay.
might not be able to join.
Okay.
Can you share it from the crew hub, Dan? Is that possible?
Yeah, because I've put it on the crew hub.
Let me see. I think we may have the same issue where it's like the content isn't available.
Right, okay, let me see if I can edit privacy, public. That it should be
Right,
public now.
try it again now. Wherever it was.
Oh, Chloe's shared it as well, so we're doing
Perfect.
well.
Right, that worked. Cool. So now we should be
Woohoo!
good.
Should we
Yeah.
start again?
Yes. Hello and good evening. Right. So, right. So, yeah, we've got people watching it now. So, and Dee's mentioned that she's had put it onto the Ghost Hunter Tours page. So that's
I'll
great.
put it on my page as well.
Whew.
Here we are, ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely. Oh, I was sweating bullets
Andy,
then.
you said you felt a bit dodgy over there. Something's playing with us this evening.
Do you know what? I am truly anxious beyond anxious in this location. It makes me feel really, really uneasy, and I am not joking. I mean, I'm here on my own, and I just don't like it. To be fair.
Right. So if anyone is picking anything up, could you please let us know? Dee's put, Andy, it's pitch black. I don't like. Please be careful.
Dee, thank you. Happy birthday, by the way.
Yes, happy birthday, Denise.
Oh, happy
Yeah.
birthday to you. I'm not going to sing the whole song.
That's why I left it to you.
Right, I reckon we're going to get some people coming along now.
Yes, we've got a few.
Here they come. Andy, it's going to be an interesting one tonight, isn't it? Because you said there's not much online. There's not much about this location.
No,
but there's something pretty significant, isn't there, that's drawn us there this evening?
Yeah, there really, really is. And I mean, locally, this is kind of got a reputation. People just don't really come down here, just because of and it is. I have to be honest, it feels really odd. And I've been in some pretty haunted and odd places in my time, and I really don't like this place one bit.
Oh.
I feel like I'm going to die.
Oh, you'll be fine. It could be worse. You could have the police turn up like Dan the other week.
Do you know what I mean? I because of things that have happened here and everything like that. I've been like, I mean, I'm stupid coming on my own, to be honest with you. I've got a body cam on. I'm just telling, like, my nearest and dearest where I am. I feel that anxious about this place.
Dee's put, it looks and feels like you're in the woods.
I am in the woods.
Ricky says, evening guys, with love from the Scoobies.
Evening, Ricky.
Right, Mick says, tell him someone is going to grab his right shoulder. It's what he's feeling.
I don't need messages like that, Mick. Honestly, I don't. I mean, someone that I knew or I know earlier on asked me, was I going out tonight investigating, and I just said somewhere in the sort of local vicinity, and they literally just sent back a text. You know, this guy is like medium autistic, and he just said, be really, really careful. I feel like you're going to get grabbed tonight.
Oh, so that's two different people then.
Yeah. It's really, really. I'm going to go deeper into it now. Is anyone feeling anything?
Well, no one's put anything yet. So, I think you should walk deeper into the woods or wherever you are.
Easy for you to say in the comfort and warmth of your home.
We've put the heating on this evening just to get a bit of extra warmth over here.
Yeah, I've got a nice cup of tea as well.
Bloody hell! This is. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. I'm going to turn
swearing.
I'm going to turn the camera the other way so you can try and see a bit of.
Right, Chloe has said there's a man following closely over Andy's right shoulder.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
And it's not me.
Okay.
Dee said, how's your right hand side of your body?
It's ready to give someone a kung fu chop because everyone's saying that something's going to happen on my right hand side. Honestly, it's a weird old place. Okay, I feel actually. I mean, apart from feeling like really anxious and, should I say, it, a little scared, I do sort of physically feel all right.
Catherine says, you're definitely not on your own there.
Okay.
And Mix put, I'm a bit worried, I'm getting nervous. There's going to be more than 2 spirits that are at the moment a bit peed off.
Okay, let's get the K2 going. Actually, see if we can get something. Because normally I just trust how I feel around things. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Folks, I wonder if you're getting any names or anything like that. There's a few significant names that will be interesting.
Dee's got the feeling of suicide.
Oh,
Mix also put defo a female too.
Okay.
And Catherine wants to know how your breathing is.
In all honesty, it feels a bit laboured at this moment in time. I'm pretty fit normally, but I am sort of struggling a little bit, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's because I'm feeling sort of anxious or other forces are at work here. Really don't know. Don't like it. Really don't like it.
Ant wants to know, is John relevant?
I don't know about that. That would have to be one for Danny.
Yeah. And Andy, and Ricky's put, Andy, I feel you're surrounded by many spirits.
Okay, interesting you say that because my K2 is going off like crazy here.
And Mick says he gets the name Richard. And
Okay.
Denise has mentioned like hangings. So she's getting hangings there.
Okay, well, I mean, Danny,
I'm
you're
looking
going
at
to
the
have to...
names. Those names aren't relevant just yet, but I will continue to dig.
And Chloe's put, look out for pain in your left shoulder, like someone squeezing it too hard.
Okay. This is an horrible place.
Yeah.
Fancy going there on your own?
Yeah, what? I would come there with you if you'd give me a bit more notice.
I think I feel bloody safer on my own, Danny.
Oh. I remember that.
I'd have 2 near-death experiences with you in 2 days.
Oh,
You're only doing. You were driving.
Oh, man, that's something else. Look how dark this is.
can't see nothing.
It's just pitch black. It's like someone's put a blindfold on me.
Mix put, if not Richard, but a name beginning with the initial R.
That is brilliant. The name beginning with initial R is very good. I don't know why I was pointing at the camera there. Nick, I'd love to know what else you get around that name beginning with R because, yeah, that would be interesting.
Jenny's got, I get the name William and is not a happy soul.
Pepper, go away.
Oh, this feels heavy.
And
This feels weird.
Chloe's getting the name Robert. And Ant wants to know, is there any water nearby? And Jasmine says, oh, good location, feels very active to her. Dee's got the name Robert.
There is water nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And Mick says he is in pain in a place for a certain royal or royals.
That's interesting.
Oh.
That's interesting because I know a little bit of the local history and that's sort of kind of relevant for here. Or a visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the water was very good.
Catherine wants to know, is there a stream nearby? But I think we've said that there's definitely water.
Yeah, there is. You can probably, where I'm stood now, you may be able to hear it.
Sandra says, getting the name Rupert.
Rupert. Okay. Danny?
Not that I can see just yet.
But someone was on the trail of a name earlier, weren't they?
The R is so we've got R names now coming out. The R is important. It's not a common name. So if you're thinking your Ruperts, your Roberts, your things like that, you're not there. It is an R name, but you're probably gonna have to work a little harder and do it letter by letter, and get a name together.
Chloe says, is there a connection to rituals? Maybe not witches, but rituals of some kind.
Jesus, this place is strange.
And Denise has put the surname is beginning with the letter B. Ant's got Roger or Rogers. And Mick's put, as it's something to do with something with R, but like the second, as in a royal. Whatever that means.
I don't get that. Yeah, I don't get that. Who was it that said Ant? So Ant, you said no, not Ant. Who? Someone else. Surname begins with B.
That was
The
Denise.
surname beginning with BD is interesting. That's not the same person as the R. There's a different person with a B surname, and there is something significant about that person. They are still here; they're not passed away, but there is a significant relevance to the surname with a B. So yeah, if you can dig a bit more with that surname, that would be good to see if you can pick anything up there.
Julie says she's getting the name Rufus.
Interesting.
And Catherine says, is there an old cottage close by?
Yeah, there is.
There is, isn't there? Yeah.
There is. Good. That's really good.
And Trudy said there's a French sound, something with perhaps EXU, whatever that is, or at the end coming through.
That's interesting too. K2's going off in a big way.
Yeah, Mick's got like Richard II, etc.
Ah, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah. And Julie Connolly says Banham. And Laura said Reginald.
Okay.
Hi, Danny.
Not you. Not you. You attention seeker.
No.
That prediction that someone gave earlier about me feeling kind of a little bit grabbed on the shoulder, I feel like someone's got me kind of in a bit of a vice grip on my shoulder.
Interesting.
Very uncomfortable feeling.
Denise has put, sounds weird, and I'm not sure of spelling, but burgley. Burley.
Okay. Do you know it's not. Keep working with it. I'm not going to give it away, but it's hard without giving stuff away. It's not. There's the spelling isn't right. The BU is right. There is a connection to that, but there is. Work with it. See what you get.
Ant says, does unorthodox execution have anything to do with the area?
Interesting.
You could say that, yeah.
Mick says, what I see is defo, something to do, eye up, is clothing is significant. So to me, it's something to do with royal or royals.
I'm just trying to work out any royal connections to there. I know there's the surrounding areas, but if there's something specific to that location.
Trudy says, I'm being shown two swords crossed.
Swords is very good, Trudy.
And
Danny,
Danny,
the royal connection. Check out Scouts in the local area. You know where I am.
Yeah, I know where you are. Okay.
Right. Julie Connolly says, I feel very hinged. That's me most days.
This place has really put a lot of people on edge, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Myself included.
Yeah.
It's a strange old one. Really strange.
So how are you feeling now, Andy?
I don't like it. I really, truly do not like where I am. I kind of really regret coming here.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I do feel that death is not too far away from me. I'm not joking.
What you like?
Oh man! First ever death live on a Facebook Live paranormal event.
Well, one nearly got arrested, and now the other one might.
Yeah. Jesus.
Chloe says, I'm seeing a lot of pairs of eyes as Andy walks. Like lots of people watching him, his every move.
Do you know what? I can actually hear someone following me.
I'm sure you can. Honestly, there is something there with you.
I can actually hear footsteps behind me, and I mean, you can see. There's just like, well, you can't see. It's absolutely pitch black. I've got on this body cam that I'm wearing. It can see in the dark, and I'm looking on the screen, and there's nothing that way, and there is nothing that way. There is nothing here, and I can hear someone following me with footsteps, close.
David mentioned King Arthur.
Don't know about that.
Mix put, however, the eye up man he ain't the nicest. Like, feels like I'm being stabbed in the lower left of my back.
Interesting. Does that make sense for what we know about Danny?
I'm just trying to see if I can find out the location. Um,
And Mix put, he can't see his screen.
These
Can't
footsteps,
see.
honestly, these footsteps are loud.
And Julie's put, I feel slightly unnerved, and she cannot explain why.
It feels horrible. I can hear these footsteps, and there is nothing here.
Only 30 more minutes, boss.
I don't think I'm going to survive it.
brilliant.
Let's go. Come
Sorry.
forward. Come forward. Touch me. Come close. I can hear you, and I can sense you for certain. I'm inviting you to come forward and touch me. They've stopped. They have stopped.
No way.
Chloe says there's going to be a noise ahead that makes Andy jump like someone emerging out of the trees. Keep your guard up and ask your guides for protection.
Do you know what? I feel like I need to have a great big stick or an axe or something in this place.
Julie says Andy needs to be careful. There's a spirit of a male following him.
That would make sense.
The footsteps have started again.
And Ant says Ralph, along with lots of murders. Laura says imagine if it's someone walking their dog.
Well, do you know what? I mean, that's what I was kind of looking at. But this night vision, I mean, it can see, and it can see a long way, and it can see in front and behind. But in fairness, that would be pretty funny if it is someone walking their dog. I don't know who would get the biggest bloody shock.
Mix put, it's like he's got money, he's got wealth, but his other side is disturbing. Off with the heads, etc., stabbing, murders, etc., etc.
Interesting.
Dee's put, there's two of them that are brave enough to get close, two others that hang back.
Well, that actually sort of makes sense from the footstep noise because it kind of sounds like multiple.
Yeah. And Mick's put, is there a ruin nearby?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
And Trudy says, I'm seeing cats, but not sure if wild ones or just the word cat something. Plus also dirty water underfoot, like old well or stagnant pool.
Yeah, now that makes a lot of sense. The cats, I know there's been a lot of, I guess what we call them, big cat sightings down here. You know, like sort of kind of what you would imagine, like pumas on the loose or something
Yeah.
like that type of thing. And the bit about the wells and everything, very, very relevant here. I mean, there's caves here as well. I'm going to try and see if I can get into one in a minute. I'm actually going to go into one of the caves if I can get into it.
Laura wants to know, are the Saxons relevant?
Maybe area wise from a little while ago, but for the specific reason we are here, not really.
Chloe's put, I feel the male following Andy has murdered in the past, possibly multiple. And Mick's put, is the ruin close enough to walk to? Julie wants to know, she says she feels 3 deaths. So.
Okay.
Ooh, 3 deaths is interesting.
Ant's put near to Tonbridge.
Right, so I'm right by the ruin and I'm right by the caves. I'm going to see if I can get into it. It's probably not the best idea on my own, to be honest with you.
Trudy, you were talking about the dirty water underfoot. What else are you getting around that? I'd love to know a little bit more. There's something fairly significant about we've talked about the water in the location. There's something fairly significant about the event that brought us to this location. So yeah, if you're getting anything else, I'd love to know.
I'm not going to do the cave because it's deep and I don't think I should do it if I'm here on my own, really.
No, don't do it on your own.
Yeah, Julie's put the cave seriously unnerving.
Yeah.
And Maggie says, getting the name Reuben.
Ooh.
And Mick says, watch out, I'm now hearing chanting.
Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting. For the area, I think.
And Sarah's put blood in the water. And Ant's put ducking pond near ruins.
Now that's interesting, I reckon, Danny, because that could really fit the bill here, but I'm not sure if that's true. But I mean, it's certainly got the potential of that.
I will have a little search.
Just because of what it is.
Yeah, Kay says she's sensing witches.
Yeah.
Trudy says she doesn't know, but she'll see what she can do.
Brilliant.
Going straight to Google. I know she isn't doing that for certain because there's no one knows where we are. I mean, this is only the 3 of us and
I don't even know where you are. It's a mixed put. There's various chants, different groups or different worshipping. And Chloe's put rituals, but powers used in the wrong way, more to the advantage in their case, or to their advantage, should I say. And Julie's put Reuben, I felt earlier, Maggie.
Danny, is that name right for this place?
It's not, but there is an R name that like everyone keeps picking up R names. The R name is very relevant.
Yeah.
Trudy's put pins in voodoo dolls for the snipe. For that snipe.
Sorry, Trudy.
And Mick says, ask for the name of Ariel.
Okay. You want me to call out for Ariel?
if you want.
Ariel, is this you? Can you come forward?
And
I mean, we know actually that no one is able to use Google for this location. So apologies, Trudy, because no one. I mean, there's nothing about this place.
There's nothing on Google, I promise you.
Dee's put, can't spell this for the life of me, but De Verlum. And Mick's put, got the year 1821 to 1829.
Okay.
Bit early for this event.
It's okay for the area, though, isn't it? I mean, it's
for the area, it's fantastic. For the event, it's a little like if we think what drew you there,
Yep.
but there's obviously for the area, it's really good.
Shall I try and put this out there to these people and see if they pick it up?
What are you trying to put out there?
Should we try and put this out, like try a little experiment? And if I try and think about it and see if we can put it out to people.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. All right, let's try this. I feel like Uri Geller.
You have to get your spoon.
Yeah.
Julie Conley saying, I'm feeling slightly strange, very hot. Fire maybe. It's a fact that witches were not actually burnt at the stake in this country. I think they were normally hung, weren't they?
Mm.
That's interesting, though, because Dan will know this other location quite near to where I'm sure there's a plaque that says on a particular pub that that witches were burnt for their faith.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. That is.
Yeah, you did a live there not long ago.
Yeah. I felt a lot safer there.
I'm sure.
I bet you did.
Oh God, this is horrible. I'm really trying to put this out like in my mind to people to try and see if they can pick this up. So it'd be quite interesting to see if anyone gets it. I'm hoping someone gets it really quick and then I can go home early.
We're not going to let you home until 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you if they've got it or not until 9 o'clock.
You've got to earn your dinner.
Man, this is horrible. Honestly.
So if anyone's picking anything up, years, names, dates,
You know the other thing, I'd also be curious if you're getting any feelings anywhere across your body. So is there any pain? Is there any sensation? Is there anything that feels like something's being done to you? Because that would be really good to know.
Right.
It is very dark out there. It is extremely dark. And that's why we can only just about see Andy's face.
I feel chest pains. I still feel that I'm being grabbed on the shoulder. I'm still sure that I can hear these footsteps around me, and it sounds like multiples, and there's like no one around. The only thing that I can kind of hear, and you could possibly hear, is I just heard a car go past, and I don't know where that would be because there must be a road that runs parallel to this, but you can probably hear the water running as well. There's a lot of water around here, which you guys picked up on, which was really good.
Yeah.
Ant's got the year 1907. Trudy says, I'm getting a strange smell. No jokes, please. Andy, can you smell something musty and decaying?
It does smell quite bad here, actually. And I just put that down to sort of the water being a bit like stinky, but maybe it's something else.
There's also something really relevant about smell, and I'll tell you why in a moment, obviously, because we'll reveal it all. But smell will be really, really relevant to part of this. Archie, what are you doing?
He can smell it.
He can.
Yeah. Mick's saying he's feeling extremely sick all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Well,
I can imagine that.
Do you know what? I was just about to say, I just suddenly feel really sick.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
Be
K2's
careful.
going off.
Sarah's got the word subterfuge, whatever that says.
It means deceit in order to achieve one's goal.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
It does actually. now that it does really stink here, actually, to be honest with you.
Ant says, feels like my left leg is missing. And Trudy's put pain under right ribs and right shoulder.
Spot on. Absolutely spot on.
Very good.
And that's what I'm feeling.
Chloe says, nausea feeling, but feels this is a fear nausea.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Mix put, I also feel like I'm blindfolded.
It's kind of like that. I mean, I actually feel like I am blindfolded because it is so dark here. You can't see forwards or backwards.
Absolutely. Julie says, where you are, Andy, is not a good area. Cannot explain why as yet. My neck hurts though.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Mix put, water's a very good conductor. And then he's put rotting corpses.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've just had someone's just sent me a text, Amy, to say that they're able to watch, but they're not able to comment for some reason. So I'm not sure what that's about.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
We have had technical problems tonight, so apologies for that.
Yes, we have had technical problems. These put undrawn, quartered, or experimental torture.
Interesting. Really interesting.
Yeah, the experimental torture is interesting, actually.
Yeah, it is, I think.
That is very interesting.
Julie's put night blindness. It's all about deceit. And Trudy's put frustrating this end. Just tell us where you are, lol.
Do you know what? If I knew where I was, I've been walking in the dark for God knows how long. I have got no idea where I actually am.
I know you gotta find your way
shared
back.
your location with me before you left, so that I could have come and found you.
Yeah, well, it found my body.
Hey ho.
Man, it's dark.
There's some really random bits of information linked to the people around this location. It'd be really interesting if we get some of those random things. I'm just reading through some of the stuff now. Yeah, it'd be good just to see if any of those things come up.
Do you know what's impressive about this location tonight? I think of all the locations that we've ever done, this is the most off the radar one that we've ever done.
Yeah.
And like for people to be getting this stuff, I am really, really impressed.
Kay wants to know, is there a sewer around there?
Do you know what? I don't know, but I didn't really notice the smell of it too much until I think it was Trudy said it. And it does really, really stink.
Mick says, can you shine a torch behind you, please?
I don't know if you can see that. I mean, like I've got the biggest torch going, and it literally, the beam just ends. It just won't illuminate anything. It's just so dark.
And Ant's put, were people hunted for sport?
Not sure about that one. I'll have a look.
I mean, it would be a good area to do that because I don't think anyone would see what you're up to.
Julie's put, that male is still with you, Andy.
Yeah, I'm beginning to feel really sick. The one thing that happens for me when I feel things coming close is that my ears start ringing in a big way.
Really?
Do you know what? I've been getting that a lot recently with all the changes we've been making up at the centre and that lot. And just before that, when we were doing the Demon Files, I'm getting it a lot recently where my ears start ringing with the change of frequency.
Yeah.
There's also, Andy, there's something relevant about that with what happened.
What ears?
I'm sure there will be. Yeah, when I explain it, you'll understand why.
Okay.
Dee says the surname is odd. It's literally like tip of tongue.
Guys, I need to go for a minute. I've got a problem here. I need to go. Just cut me off for just 1 second.
Okay.
Right. I hope he's
So
okay.
yeah, I hope he's okay as well. So some of the things that people have got, can you confirm any of it?
Yeah, so there is a fair amount. I mean, we've been confirming some of the stuff as we go along. What was really interesting was we were talking about like royalty, and I think it was Mick that was mentioning it earlier about like the second or some royal connection. There is a royal connection to the location, and Andy said about checkout scouts, and we've got that. But the name of this person, so I said it's an interesting name. You're not going to be able to Google it or just find it from this, but the name of the person also means leader or king. So that name is really good there, and that's a really good pickup. We had the feelings that have been going all over the chest. We had the swords that came out, which was really great. Lots of sickness and fear, which was really great. The water slash pond. We've also had the um, connections around loads of history to that location, and not just the event that we're talking about this evening, but relevance to where Andy is. Honestly, there is loads. The R was really relevant. We had the B surname that D got earlier as well. Julie spoke about 3 deaths, and the number 3 is significant around this location as well. Yeah, there's a fair few things that have been coming out.
Okie dokie. I don't know if he's ready. I've just sent him a text message to say, give me the
Me
thumbs up
too.
when you're ready.
Yeah,
Right,
me too.
right. So, I'll see if he's ready. Are you ready for us, Andy? Thumbs up. Okay, you're here. Right. Is everything okay?
Yeah, no problem. Randomly, there was a couple of people wandering around here.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
It's okay. They were real.
did they
Oh,
say
that's
anything?
okay.
Well, I think I made them jump more than anything else, to be honest with you.
Right, back onto it. Right.
Oh, I
Mick
don't need that
says,
happening.
yeah. Mick says, as he did that, I got soldier heading towards him. Is there a hill, a fortress there as well?
There is a hill. There's no doubt, but there's a sizable hill here. Fortress. No, there's not. There's not one of those around here.
Okay. Chloe says the male I mentioned at the start over Andy's right shoulder, I feel is going to give Andy a shove very shortly.
Okay.
And Ant says a priest or monk.
Interesting.
And we've got a couple of dates. Laura's mentioned 1879. Kay says, did a male hide out in the cave? Terry says, see a trench or hole filled up with water connected to a big square building.
Well, funny enough, I'm stood right next to a trench.
And Julie
And
says,
I think you'll find if there is another one where there is a big square building nearby there as well.
Ah, okay.
and Julie says, no blue lights, Andy. Lol.
Oh, don't need that. Oh,
Absolutely.
Don't worry, I know how to sort that out. He's
Dave put,
gone.
oh, where did he go? I put, what Dee got, why do I get lots of people on possible boats to get
Ooh.
something on someone's back? And Mick says, Reginald. Oh, here's Andy again.
I have no
Reginald,
idea. No
what
idea
happened
what
to
happened.
you?
It literally just everything just went off. Torch went off, phone went off, the whole lot.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
And body cam went off.
Oh,
Everything
wow.
just stopped.
That's weird.
That's strange, especially everything.
Yeah, all at the same time.
Yeah. Mick's got the name Reginald.
Not quite.
And Adrian says, Buxton is a name I got in my head.
That is very close, Adrian. That is very close.
And Julie says, I'm feeling quite nauseous.
You and me both, Julie.
I'm just trying to make my way back to a little bit of normal.
And Ant's got Ragar, or Rhaegar, or whatever it is. Ragar. Chloe's put, call out in the spot everything went off in, Andy.
Okay. Has she got a name?
No, she just says call out.
Okay, let's go back to it. I can't believe I nearly escaped to normality and I'm going back into it.
Mick says my face is burning like I'm on fire or involved in a fire.
Who's here? Come forward. Footsteps again. It suddenly feels really uneasy. Calm, uneasy.
Like the calm before the storm.
100%. Not enjoying this tonight. Not enjoying this.
Terry's put, bodies on top of each other. Very sad. Feels almost like a Barrow or Bardic.
It's horrible.
And Jill says, I've had head pain since coming on here. Has someone been hit on the head there?
Very good, Jill.
And
Very good.
Kay's put Rufus. And Denise
not to Rufus or Regan. I can see Regan there. Kay mentioned something earlier about living in a cave or something like that. A male hideout in the cave. It's interesting you say that. There is a hideout connected to the person, the location. Cave could have been one of the areas. It doesn't give us specifics, but there is a connection to that hideout part to it as well. So I forgot to reference that when we said that earlier.
Julie says stomach pain is relevant. And Trudy says there's fog, kind of like when the land dips and you get a build-up of small, damp, foggy areas. And Mick says there's a French connection to all this area. A very weird what he's getting. And Adrian's mentioned something about a theatre.
Here's your connection to water. I don't know if you can see it. Did you see that?
Barely.
Let's try again.
And Chloe says the pain in Andy's left shoulder, is that starting to move down his arm as well?
I've got it in my right. It's my right side more than my left. But I guess I'm reversed on camera to you guys, so maybe that's why it is.
Yeah. And Terry says man with beard with a strange black hat. And Laura says, was there a mill?
Very good. That's really good, isn't it, Dan?
I'm nodding and smiling.
Yeah, that is super. They're on the trail, aren't they?
Seems so. I feel like you need to go back in a bit more, just to ever since you started moving, you've moved up a little bit. So,
Well, do I seem happier now I've come out?
you do actually.
Yeah.
I'll go back in.
Julie says Chisholm, a surname.
Not yet.
How long have we got to go?
We've got 9 minutes.
Oh, the thing I do for Sunday night entertainment for people.
I know, it's entertaining for us.
Man.
The letter S.
Yes.
Scared.
With S,
Scared.
yeah. S is relevant. S is good. What else are you getting with S, Adrian? I'd love to know.
Is this
Andy,
far
how
enough?
you feeling?
Well, the letter S is really relevant actually for me at this moment. I'm kind of shitting myself, but it's it's sorry for swearing, but it's I don't like it. I do not like it. So the letter S is really relevant.
Laura says, I'm also getting the feeling of the caves being like a catacomb.
What's
And,
catacomb?
That's like
and
where they bury all the skulls, like in France and
yeah,
things, isn't it?
yes, it is.
Oh,
It's like,
that's quite cool.
Denise says 1921 to 24. Adrian's put oddly a king. And Mick's put getting ready to be petrified. I hope there's a great finale.
I can't wait.
Sarah's put, Andy, you could at least use the word soil.
I agree, Sarah. That kind of profanity. It's not even past 9 o'clock yet.
I
And
know.
I get told off. I have to watch my mouth because I experience
Or,
paranormal Tourette's.
or you could always say you're basking in your residual energy.
No, no, I'm shitting myself.
Chloe says picking up on traps inside the woods. Not now, but there would have been like foot traps, like or bear traps.
Andy, they may still be there. Go back and have a look.
Jesus, I'm gonna come across a bear, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come across
Jill's
a bear.
put Stanford.
There's a guy just walked past. Seriously, there's a bloke just walked past her.
Is he living or is he dead?
He didn't look too well. It's because I'm coming out of this a little bit. It's like literally, I was talking away and he was talking back to me. He didn't realise I was on headphones. Oh,
Kay's
man.
put, I'm getting 1980, more recent.
Good. But nearly good. No, warmish.
Warmish.
Well, yeah, sort of, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not far out.
Kay does some really good stuff on these lives. She's
She
done some magic.
does.
Yeah.
She really does.
We're going to have to get her to go out.
Yeah, she should do.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Get some of the Welsh crew out. Alright, Chloe's put, more like a snare. Greenery, branches, making the traps.
Interesting.
And Terry's put a warrior, ridge or rudge. And oh no, Julie's put Simpson. And Ant's put, was there an explosion?
Do you know what? I think that is relevant. Just because I know a little bit of the history, wartime here.
Mm.
I think nearby got bombed in a big way. Why on earth anyone would be walking in this area this time of night? It's crazy.
Yeah, why are you there? Why are you there? They're probably thinking the same about you.
Yeah, and I probably look like I'm talking to myself, but I mean, in all honesty, I mean, I'm here for this reason, but why on earth would anyone want to go walking on their own in here?
No, absolutely. We've got 5 minutes left.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm coming out towards civilization now.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Danny,
Hi.
have we got any good stuff?
We've had some very good stuff. Very good stuff. So, yeah, there's loads. I'm going to tell you the story as to what brought us there this evening. So when we do these, it's not always about the location where we're at, which is brilliant because not many people talk location. So Andy is in fact at the Luce or Luz is how it's pronounced, Valley Conservation Area, which is in Tovel near Maidstone. So we've been in different locations around Maidstone before. And we know there's loads of history there. So all of the dates, the relations to Saxons, the war stuff, the witches, the ducking ponds, all of that is going to be really significant and really great. So Really good job picking it up. Now, there was one specific story that we were after this specific location this evening to see if anyone picked it up, and we did some really great work there. So, a gentleman called Razvan Serbu was murdered at this location. Now, we said a lot about the R initial. RA came out quite a lot. S as a surname came out as well. So that was really great. Now, we talked about Smelly. He was, in fact, a homeless person. And generally, you would associate a homeless person maybe being a bit more smelly than the normal person because they are homeless. And lived in a tent in this conservation area. So when Kay mentioned about the kind of living in a cave or being in a cave, that I connected that to there quite easily. He was actually brutally murdered. It was really horrible. So he was beaten to death, traumas to the head, to the ribs, to the torso, and a machete was also used as well to stab him. The person who went along also carried a meat cleaver with them. So where we talked about two swords, we had two different bladed objects, and there were actually three people that were involved all together. He's a Romanian chap, so French sounding, but he's actually Romanian. And if you look at a map, you've got France here, Romania here, so they're just at the opposite sides. So not too far away from each other. We talked about the surname. Someone mentioned Boxley, I think it was, and there was another B surname that someone mentioned. I think it was D earlier. Jimmy Buckley was the third defendant. Now, he was let off, and he was let off because he was deemed unfit to plead. So he was let off, which is why that became such a significant name altogether. Broken ribs, we had lots of head trauma. And Andy, where I was talking about your ringing ears, obviously if you get hit in the head quite a lot of times, your ears are going to be ringing, you're going to be hearing bells, right? It's going to knock you off balance. So that was there. And we talked a lot about feeling sick through fear. Obviously this man would have feared for his life. Is that you beeping?
Yeah, I'm back in the car now, mate.
Oh, okay.
Locking the doors, heated seats on.
Just checking. So yeah, there was loads of stuff here. Now, we talked a little bit about fear and sickness as well. The two chaps who got found guilty for murder, they actually shared that they just did this for a bit of fun. It was just part of that. So where you were talking about that sickening feeling again and it was something that was quite horrendous. That was all connected to there. His last seen location was next to the pond. And that was where he was last sighted as residing, as having a kip. So when we got the dirty water and the feet getting wet and being next to water, that was also really relevant to this chap here as well. We had the leadership based stuff and the kings and the queens, and I already said about the name in English, when you translate it translates to leader or translates to king. So there was a connection to his name and royalty in that way, which was really great. Have I missed anything? I think I've covered a fair amount. There was some really, really great stuff altogether. Someone actually mentioned 1921 earlier. They were the ages of him and one of the murderers. So we put it together as years, but actually separating them gave us those ages.
That was really good.
Yeah, and it happened in 2000 and I've lost the date now. They were found guilty in 2018. The murders happened back in 2017, if I remember rightly. So very recent, and yeah, very extremely close to what the news now. I guess it's not too far away.
Right. I'd like to say thank you to Danny for being such a brilliant historian. I'd like to say thank you to Andy for being so brave. And don't forget, Trudy's just gone over to her page now on Trudy Psychic Tarot Kent. So if you'd like to pop over to her, give her a bit of support, that would be amazing. But I want to say thank you to everybody for watching. Even though we've had a few technical difficulties, you're all fantastic. Thank you so much.
Absolutely
and we'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.